YouTube has become the go-to place for real estate agents to find inspiration from other agents in other markets, as well as training to help them grow their business. Today I'm going to share with you 22 people every real estate agent should be subscribed to on YouTube. The days of having excuses on how to grow your business are over as real estate agents. We've got free training, we've got great idea sharing that's happening on YouTube, whether that be from teachers, trainers, coaches, or just watching what other agents are doing in other markets and bringing that back to your market. So what I want to do today is I want to go through and I want to share with you 22 people I see that I've gained inspiration from or that I've learned something from through YouTube that I know if you check out their channel, you're going to learn something as well. All right, so these videos are not in any particular order, but I have to start with Tom Ferry. Listen, if I could only suggest that you follow or subscribe to one person on YouTube as a real estate agent, it's Tom Ferry. Listen, he's been doing this forever, it seems like. He's been doing it at a high level forever as well. His interviews that he does with other agents, the tips he gives, the Monday motivation, the things that he does on YouTube are exactly what agents need to grow their business. If you haven't subscribed to Tom Ferry's channel yet, what are you waiting on? Now is the time to get out there, make sure, because I know in my business and in the people that I know that follow his channel, those are the folks that I know that are moving their business forward. Take the time, go ahead and subscribe, and I promise your business is going to grow. Next up is Christophe Choo out of Beverly Hills, California. Christophe really does a great job of doing property tours. He also does some really interesting interviews and really talking about the area that he lives in Beverly Hills. But one of the things that I think really stands out is a number of years ago, Christophe began just basically doing these drive-through videos of neighborhoods. And really, he's just in his car. He says, today we're in whatever neighborhood it is, turns the camera around, begins to drive through with the camera facing that way, where it's like you're sitting in the car and he's giving you a tour of the neighborhood. He's got a number of these videos that have over 700,000 views. This is a great thing that you could follow, that you could bring back to your local market and implement it in a way that gives you all that Google organic juice, so to speak, of the search for your local area. Number 3 is Karen Carr out of Savannah, Georgia. Karen literally wrote the book, YouTube for Real Estate Agents. She provides a ton of video content about exactly what agents can do to generate free leads through YouTube, the type of video content that is out there that draws the people, the ideal clients to you. I really like what Karen does as far as just giving step-by-step information. A lot of times she's sharing her screen, she's walking you through exactly what to do. She's talking about the topics, and in my opinion, she's the best if you're looking to build your business through YouTube. She's the person that you should be following. Number 4 is Brian Casella with the Boutique Real Estate Group out of Orange County, California. What I really love about the way that Raj runs this channel is they do have interviews with their agents. They have meet the members of the team, those type of videos also, but where they really shine is the high quality type of videos that they do, which are the property tours. Listen, if you're looking for a way to do property tours and do them right, make sure you check this channel out. Next up is Loida Velasquez. She's built a subscriber count of over 80,000 by providing value to a number of different groups of agents, especially to newer agents. Some of the things that I love that she does is she talks about the daily struggles that agents have. She talks about strategies for new agents to really get their business started off on the right foot. Some of the things she does really that's super helpful too is I love when somebody shows me how to do something instead of tells me how to do it. She'll do live call where she'll just record herself making calls or other agents making calls, and then they talk about what those things went through on those calls. This is a great place if you're a newer agent to find some inspiration and some action steps that'll help your business grow. Next up is Craig Verani out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Craig does a tremendous job of really representing his city with Vancouver. He's done a great job of talking about specific neighborhoods, what people like about living in a certain part of Vancouver. What are the best neighborhoods in Vancouver? What are the things that people want to know about it, like market reports? He does a great job consistently adding video content that helps the person that may be considering moving to Vancouver for him to be the resource. Puts him and sets him apart from all the other agents because he's the one that provides the most information. Really like this as a model. If you're looking to maybe take and control YouTube in your local market, this is a great example. Number 7 is Katie Lance. She specializes in helping agents generate leads on Facebook, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn and YouTube. What I love about Katie is it's super practical. She literally pulls up her screen, shows you exactly what she's doing. She does it in an entertaining way. She's got a pleasant demeanor. And when you go on her channel, you just feel better about your business when you leave there. If you're looking for specific strategies as far as on social media or on YouTube, Katie's a great place to start. Tim Smith with Smith Group Real Estate out of Newport Beach does a great job, really, and is a great example of an agent that really owns their local market. Some of the things that he does is he does videos showing the area. He talks about some just listed. He does some property tours. But what really stands out for me is his use of actors and telling a story on something that we kind of put a spin on, which is the just sold campaigns we typically do with mailers. What he does, and what I love about these is he'll actually have actors that will basically, it'll show them going through the process, the stress of the process, and then settling in to the home. He'll have actors that will come in that are surprising, where he'll have gymnasts tumbling in to show these houses. Really, the way that he uses creative ways to capture attention and to get the point across about what the ultimate story is, the house, is tremendous. Next up is Bryan Casella. He's been doing this a long time on YouTube, adding value to agents in a number of different ways. That's led to over 193,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Listen, you don't get 193,000 subscribers if you aren't adding value. He shifted about 5 months ago to a different place, so he hasn't been adding videos here. So you might want to check out both of his channels, but I will say this channel with the hundreds of videos and content that he's been providing on how to grow your business is super helpful. Number 10 is Monica Church. She is a roughly 20-something vlogger that started out, actually she dropped out of college, started doing a digital lifestyle where she was just documenting everything she was doing, built this enormous audience, and about a year ago she decided she was going to shift and go into real estate. Now on her YouTube channel, she's been documenting her journey of becoming a real estate agent, showing properties. And really, if you're at a place where you're wondering, how do I draw an audience? How do I build an audience? This is one of those channels where if you watch what she's doing, pattern some of those things, and then move it into your local market, you should get some dramatic results. Next up is Broke Agent Media. This is a combination of a number of different pieces of content, types of content that all come together to educate, entertain, provide humor, and the news of what's going on in the real estate market as a whole. Eric Simon, the broke agent, you're going to get the typical things you're used to getting from him, the humor side of it, but you're going to get some additional things as well. Those include everything from the Brian Lazine show to Dan O'Neill actually hosting a podcast that's really interesting where he's interviewing agent titled Between Two Lock Boxes, kind of a playoff of something we may have seen before. Really well done as well. Also, Brian Lazine and Nicole White, they host The Real Word, which is really a review of the top stories from Inman each and every week. If you're looking for a channel that really probably has a little bit of everything, somewhere that you can get entertained and educated, this is a good one. Next up is Jessica Riffle Edwards out of Wilmington, North Carolina. She does a great job of really being authentic. She does a lot of her property updates. She's built an audience locally and nationally by just being authentically who she is. She talks about the area. She talks about some of the things that she's seeing in the real estate market. But really, one of the things that I really love what she does is she does a lot of frequently asked questions or quick pops where she does videos in her car where she's literally just recording it from her phone. And she'll answer frequently asked questions like, what are people... how are interest rates affecting the real estate market? And then she'll just answer it in a 2 to 3 minute video. Those things are doing extremely well for her. She'll talk about what is the biggest reason why people love moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. Just little small topics that she puts in digestible pieces of content that are doing extremely well. If you're looking for something to get creative on, how you can show off your local market, be authentically who you are, this is a good one. Next up is Kyle Whissel, the Whissel Way out of San Diego, California. Kyle really pioneered a lot of the things that we're seeing about going in, and actually he did a series called East County Eats where he went in and he interviewed specific restaurants, highlighted one of their dishes, and those did extremely well for him. Really gave him that title of being that person that everyone went to as far as the digital mayor type of situation. Now what he's done also is on his YouTube page, he has a portion of it that's facing towards consumers where he gives the market updates. He answers frequently asked questions. He does the typical things that agents do, and he does it at a very high level. If you're looking at that and you're wanting some of those details, that's a great place. But he also has begun to share over the last few years a number of the things that he does in his business where he basically just opens the book, shares with you exactly what he's doing in his business to help it grow. Next up is Ryan Serhant. Of course, he's got to make the list. I mean, this is really probably the agent that I can think of that's utilized video in the best way possible to build a personal brand and also to build his business, whether it be $1 Million Listing New York or his YouTube YouTube channel that has well in excess of 1 million subscribers. This is the place where Ryan really lets people get to know him better. He uses a mix of comedy in some of his videos. He's very professional in some of his videos, and then authentically he's just shooting really off of his iPhone in some of them, giving people a behind the scenes view of exactly what he does. I love the way that he's utilized video to not only build his brand, but really to set the tone for our industry as far as how video can be used to grow your business. This is a great one to check out if you're wanting something to model. Number 15 is Mike Sherrard. Mike built his personal business through social media, through generating leads both organically and through ads. He shares details on how to do that on his channel now for agents. If you're wondering, how can I generate some leads on social media? This is a great channel to start with. One of the things that I love about this channel though is the consistency. Because he's putting content out literally every other day or so, you're getting an idea of exactly what's working right now. It's really to a point where when you subscribe to this channel, when the videos come up and you watch the videos, typically these are strategies that are working right at this very moment. A lot of times what happens is with YouTube channels, you'll see content from 2 years ago that's irrelevant now. This is a channel that's consistently putting out quality content that's timely as well. Number 16 is Alicia Crastel. She brings 15 years of experience in sales to her channel. One of the things that's great about this is it's really practical because these are things that she's done herself. She talks about social media. My favorite part of her channel though is she has a specific playlist that is devoted to client gifts as well as client appreciation parties, where she talks about the strategies of making sure that your best clients, your sphere of influence, feels appreciated and that you stay top of mind when the referral opportunities come. If you're wanting to deepen those relationships with your existing clients, this is a great place. Next up is Mariah, Kristine, Realtor. That's the name of the page, but actually it's Mariah Crawford. She started at 18 years old in real estate. A few years later, her husband Spencer joined her, and they've been a team ever since. One of the things that they do, which is really neat, is they actually document their journey of being a realtor. It's a little bit of an out-of-the-box way to market their business, where they almost give everybody behind the scenes of what's going on their daily basis. They also talk about some of the struggles they have. They show different things, and they talk all things real estate on their channel. But really, that personalization that they have is what's built their audience and given them the ability to build a business in a little bit of a different way. Number 18 is Tom Toole. Tom has been providing a ton of valuable information and content for agents for a number of years. He's recently shifted where he's got a lot of focus now on YouTube, which is helping that channel grow. And some of the things that he does on there is a variety of different types of topics. You're going to see his weekly radio show that he does in his local markets. You're going to see Agent Hacks, where he provides information for agents. You're going to see where he does interviews with other agents. It's just a really good variety of types of content that I know if you go there, no matter where you are in the business, whether you're new or you're experienced, there's going to be something you'll find of value. Number 19 is Ricky Carruth out of Gulf Shores, Alabama. What I love about what Ricky does is, again, he goes back and he doesn't tell you what you should do, he shows you. He actually does live recordings where he's coming in and he's recording all of the information that he's doing live. So in other words, if he's going to make cold calls, he's going to put the phone on there, he's going to have the video on him, he's going to make the cold calls right there while you're watching. He's done this live, he's done it where he's had video recordings of these, and he gives practical tips on how to grow your business. Super practical. This is what I love about Ricky's channel, is that that's the exact same way he does things, where he's circle prospecting and building his database and adding value to those folks. It's exactly the way I built my business as well. Next up is Kevin Ward. Kevin has been on YouTube adding value to people just about as long as anybody I know, over 10 years, which has resulted in over 170,000 subscribers to his channel. Super practical training advice. A lot of the things that I watched for years where he would just have a whiteboard and just literally be teaching how to do real estate. He would be teaching specific strategies. That's expanded now. He's got some agent interviews. He's also got really the core foundation things that are in the business. He has some specific things that he talks about, from FSBOs and expires to cold calling to really generating leads, all the different areas of the business. So Kevin's been doing this a long time, a lot of value on that channel. You don't get 170,000+ subscribers without having tons of value. This is one you definitely want to check out. Next up is Jaime Resendez. He really focuses in on helping agents understand, as an agent, what it takes to generate leads for free, also through ads on Facebook, through Google, as well as on YouTube. Practical advice. He comes in, splits his screen or shares his screen where he shows exactly the steps to generate the ads, exactly the screen on what he's looking at as far as some of the metrics he watches to see if an ad is actually performing at a high level. This is super practical. Jaime is a great channel if you're looking to get super practical and learn how to generate leads online. Next up is Chasten J. Miles, and Chasten actually started his business at a young age, and then around 2014. Since that time, he started as a solo agent. He's grown his business, has been selling, but he documented the journey the whole way. He talked about what he did as a first-year agent, how much he made. He talks about the struggles he had. He talked about some of the things that he learned along the way. As he began documenting this, he all of a sudden began to get a large following on YouTube from especially newer agents that were looking for strategies on how to build their business right out of the gate. He's built this following now, gives practical advice, and if you're a new agent, this is a good one to follow. Take the time to sharpen your axe, so to speak. Make sure that you're learning more. Utilize YouTube in a way, and I promise you're going to get practical strategies you can apply immediately that'll help your business grow. Hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.